Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another Sword of Convallaria video, and today we're going to do a FAYCAL build guide for Sword of Convallaria. This is an archer unit. Everybody's going to get this unit for free on their third day of playing the game, and there's really two ways to build him. I'm going to walk you through both of them. Both are viable, and it just kind of depends on the way you want to play the unit. So, first of all, his trait is interesting. So he gets a 5% attack and defense buff, and whenever he deals damage, there's a 70% chance to put a level 2 debuff on the target. Now, this is really nice, and it could lead you into wanting to play him as somebody who tries to like hit as many targets as they can with like AoE attacks and really lean into this debuff. Make him like a high mobility, hit as many targets as he can, build crit damage, and try to apply a lot of debuffs. That's definitely one way to build him. The other way to build him is as a reaction-based archer unit, and reaction abilities in this game are very powerful. The game literally let me turn those notifications off so we don't get a bunch of those the rest of the video. Anyway, the reaction abilities, the tutorial literally walks you through those as you're playing the tutorial mission. So let's start with his ranks. Let's talk about his rank ups, and there's a couple non-negotiables on here. Okay, rank 1. I actually don't think there's a non-negotiable on this one, but it does lead you into the way you want to play this unit. Dharana right here, Dharana, I probably said that right. This is really good. This is the one I took on my FAYCAL. At the start of the turn, if there are no enemies within a 2-tile radius, gain crit 2. I'm not sure that that is better though than rock climbing. Rock climbing is an instant, which means you could cast it whenever you want and still do the rest of your turn, and it's really clutch for putting your unit into a position or getting them out of danger by giving you move 1, climb, and jump for 2 turns. Like, the utility in rock climbing and the fact that you can use it like any time in your turn to get out of trouble is really great, but I like this because it's a passive as well that just gives you, what, 30% more crit for more damage. So really right here, if you want to be more mobile with him, take this. If you want to do more damage, take that. Okay. Rank 3. Now, rank 3 is my first non-negotiable one right here. I play my FAYCAL, though, as a reaction-based damage dealing unit. So I like the Arrow of Guardian Convallaria. This is an alert, and it has a nice, huge range. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 by 3 in front of him, or to whatever direction you want to go. Alert ability, which means when somebody walks in here, boom, he's going to pop them with an ability. It deals 120% damage and interrupts actions once an enemy enters this area. I think this skill is crazy. It costs 1 energy, but does have a 4-turn cooldown. You can make up for that 4-turn cooldown later on in the build if you want to play him as a reaction-based unit. If you don't want to play him as a reaction-based unit, you can get Precise Shot, which is a single target attack, and it turns dodge off on the enemy. I still think you just take this one no matter what. Like, I think this skill is just great. Even if you're not going all the way into playing him as a reaction-based unit, I think this skill's crazy. That's the first one I recommend kind of regardless. Okay, his reaction abilities. Right here, I think you could go either way again. Eye for an eye is when he's being attacked from the front or the side by enemies who are not on adjacent tiles, he'll shoot them back. Basically, if he gets attacked by another range unit, boom, he'll pop them back. I think that's really good. Fleeing Hair is when he's hit by an active attack, the damage taken is decreased by 8%. After being attacked, he gets moved 2. You can't go wrong here. You can't go wrong. I will probably take Eye for an Eye just to have that like strike back damage. It's just more DPS. This guy is a DPS unit. This also gives you 3% attack stat. These both give you 3% attack, so it's whatever. I just like Eye for an Eye. Give me a little more damage. Give me that ranged strike back that's so annoying when the enemies have it. Okay, rank 7. Rank 7's another one of my like non-negotiable ones. I think you take Cloud Piercing Arrow. It's a single target attack, 140% modifier with a good 4 range, and it's a curved shot, which means you can hit stuff like he can shoot around obstacles and things like that. One of the most annoying things with archer units in this game is they are often line of sight blocked from shooting something. This will help you here. So giving you that curved shot with a big modifier on it is nice. Alternatively, the other side of that is Alert Shot. This is where if you want to build him as a full-on like alert-based unit, you can take this. And this is actually the one that I'm going to take because I'm not playing FAYCAL normally. I am playing him as a purely reaction-based unit. So I'm actually taking Alert Shot over the one that I said most people should just take for sure. Look, if you want to play this guy as a ranger, if you want to play him as a regular unit who's out here to do debuffs and just like, you know, play him like a normal person, take Cloud Piercing Arrow. If you want to play fully reaction-based FAYCAL, take Alert Shot. Or if you really like this guy a lot, throw yourself a Castelia at him and get both of these, and then you can go from build to build. I'll talk about gear that fits which builds better as I get to the gear section here, but this is your standard 3x3 Alert Shot, and it can be activated up to twice a round. I love this skill for my alert-based FAYCAL. It's the one I'm going to take. I'm not there with him yet on my live account. Okay. Rank 9. I think again here you can go either way. This is your basic attack replacement. This one is a single target attack. It's 2 attacks, 55% damage each. It has range 3 on it. It's just more damage, right? Instead of 100% mod, it's 110% mod with 2 attacks, giving it more opportunities to crit though, right? You don't either crit or not crit with like a basic attack. You can either crit 0 times, 1 time, or 2 times, therefore increasing the opportunity to crit, which does add a little weight to that attack. Or you can get Fatal Attack. Basic attack, it's a curved shot which deals 85% damage and increases crit damage by 15%. This is the one that I'm taking. I value that curved shot a lot, especially since I might not take it on the other skill because I'm going reaction based, and the crit damage 15%, if you're building a crit damage character, will make up for the lower modifier here. So I'm taking Fatal Attack on mine. You're not going to ruin your FAYCAL either way right there. Then for 11, now this is where your build really matters. If you are going reaction based FAYCAL, you take Heart of Alert, because when it's not your turn, which is like every other turn in the game, when you're sitting there, you know, waiting to have your alert status procced, you get 45% crit and 30% crit damage, turning you into a DPS god of alert attacks. But if you're not running the alert-based FAYCAL, you take Gale Billow Volley. This is ultimate debuff application FAYCAL, because if you remember, let's go look at it real quick. His trait is anytime he hits somebody, 70% chance to give him a level 2 debuff. If you want to play him as a debuffer, you take this skill right here, Gale Billow Volley, the one I can't say, because it hits 5 times in an AoE. Now, if it hits the same target 5 times, it's only going to do a total of 110% damage. Even though every hit is a 60% modifier, that modifier drops by 50% if it hits the same target again. Still, there's value in applying debuff, 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 debuff to a bunch of enemies or one enemy or whatever. This is a great AoE move, especially for FAYCAL. So if you're playing regular Ranger FAYCAL, Gale Billow Volley. If you're playing reaction attack FAYCAL, Heart of Alert. Okay, let's talk about gear for a second next. Weapons. Again, and I wrote down the name of it because I can never remember. Iria is the bow I'm looking for here. Okay, I forgot which one it looked like. There, this one. If you are playing reaction-based FAYCAL, you take Iria Fighting Bow as your best weapon. Increases physical attack by 1% and deals 10% more damage when it's not the character's turn. Now, those numbers can like change as you dupe it out, right? But the point here is you get a damage percent increase when it's not your turn, which means when you're reacting, when people are stepping into your AoE counterattacks, that's when this one's going to pop off. If not that one, you can really go anywhere here. The rest of these are pretty good. Like this Cornucopia longbow is a great option if you're getting the Cornucopia weapons. If the character's healthy, you can recover 2 energy. I just love that. Like energy recovery is so good on your DPS characters. And if the character is dying, you can heal yourself. That's nice. There's a cooldown on it, but it's generically really good. Whale Hunter is after dealing damage with a single target active attack, getting a 50% chance to inflict them with infection. So it does help you apply more debuffs, and it deals 20% more damage. You will then, units will take 20% more damage when they're infected. That's good. Meteor Line is another one worth leveling, or worth mentioning, because it increases your physical attack by 1%, and again, that percent will increase if you dupe it out. After dealing damage with single target attacks, inflict a level 1 debuff for 2 turns. So even more debuffs, but it's just with single target attacks. Still, I do think that one's worth mentioning. If you're talking about the lower rarity ones before you get to the, like, you know, to the end game, I do think that like Hunting Bow is pretty good. There's a 25% chance to apply another debuff for a turn. Okay, that's fine. This one's as good as well. The Vlilder longbow, before a single target attack, if the distance is 4 tiles or more, crit increases by 5%. That's solid. But again, do the Iria bow for your reaction-based one. Otherwise, pick your favorite other one for the standard builds. Okay, now for your trinkets, again, like, you're almost always going to see this recommended for so many characters because having access to the insta-cast heal is just so clutch. And once again with FAYCAL, he is somebody who could be killed. You don't want him running around at low HP. Even if he has his like counter attack to a range, it's not a preemptive counter. He has to get hit first before returning the shot. So you need to keep him at a higher HP for that to work. This is another good option because it just gives you physical attack. And when you're attacking from 2 or more tiles high, you get crit rate increased by 12%. So those are the two that I really thought were worth mentioning of the legendary gear. Oh, Orange A from the future here. I forgot to mention Hunter's Intuition, which is another buff for alert-based FAYCAL, where you deal 5% more damage, and if the foe uses a skill within the alert, it'll also trigger alert again. Forgot to mention that. Saw it on my notes when I was editing. Adding it in now. There you go. Back to the video here. So those are fine. Let's go look though at these lower rarity ones. Once again, there is a healing option, healing spring. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter. Like, I could go through here and tell you which ones I like the most and don't like the most. Truth is, I don't think your gear here matters a ton. This one gives you a little bit of attack when you're injured. Just pick the one that you've maybe already leveled for somebody else, or the one that you like the most. Keeping in mind, I do like True Lens and Breeze Herb Compound for FAYCAL probably the most. Now, what does matter, I think, for him a lot is your Terra Whisper. So Tower is the one to look at here depending on what builds you're doing. Destruction of the Tower. When it's not the character's turn, damage dealt is increased by 20%. Once again, it's another buff to doing damage when it's not your turn. If you're playing reaction-based FAYCAL, here's another way of boosting your damage right there. If you are not playing reaction-based FAYCAL and you want to go with a more normal one, Scales just gives you that crit. Can't ever go wrong with that. You just can't. A crit on a DPS unit is always good. Crown, after casting a... Oh, wait, wrong crown. Damage increases by 10% when attacking healthy. Yeah, wait, which crown did I want? Yeah, not that one. This must be the crown that I meant when I took my notes. Damage increases by 10% when attacking healthy enemies. That's the one I was after. Majesty of the Emperor. And then I did write down one more. I think it was this one, but this is just one that I always write down on DPS characters when I'm leveling them. Devil stacks are just a really nice thing to have. Getting that attack increase is nice. But you know what? Still, you can always go for crit. I would probably, if I was playing regular FAYCAL, Verdict of Justice would probably be my best in slot. If I'm playing reaction-based FAYCAL, I'm going Destruction of the Tower. Okay, now I'm trying to keep these a little shorter. My Gloria video is doing well in terms of views, but I felt like it got a little bit long. I really tried to condense this one, but having to talk about 2 different builds still ran this up near 13 minutes. So thank you all for watching. Enjoy your FAYCALs, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.